Hey guys, welcome back to Reroll the Tale, where I talk about my D&D character Ridley and her adventures in Wildmount. Warning on this one, it gets a little dark, a little dark. There is a little bit of dealings with child death-ish, sort of. Kind of iffy, I just want to throw that out there though. Okay, last time we left off, half of the party is currently captured and being tortured, and Ridley made a deal with DeRogna's to get them out. Ridley heads back to the bar and meets back up with Holly and Olivia and Potato. At the time she gets there, the bar had already received word from Vess and releases Bellinus and Darcy. They both walk out, and as they're walking out, Vess pulls up with a carriage. She forces all of us in, and we are suddenly captured again. Vess forces us to go back to her house. Ridley's fuming at this point. Vess tells them that they have a job, and she thinks that they are the most capable of completing this job. She has a laboratory that she hasn't received word from in a while. She tells us, kill anything on sight, and bring back word of whatever's going on there. We accept and head out. As we start looking around this laboratory, one of the first things that's found is a journal. Darcy tries to read it and can't understand the language. Bellinus does the same and still can't understand. Ridley snatches it and recognizes it as the same book she just read in Vess's chamber, but a rewritten copy of it. Ridley takes the book and says, "Oh, I have to go use the bathroom," or something. And she wanders off on her own. She pulls out her djinn and asks for her second wish, to be able to comprehend and speak any written or spoken language. She can now speak every language, and write in it, and understand it. I'm kind of surprised the DM allowed that. She begins to read the book properly. It seems to start off with normal journal entries, then it gets a little bit more frantic, and then the pages are just blank. She pockets the book and rejoins the party, and they continue looking around. They fight some porcelain dolls, it's super creepy, and then they find this cool vial of blue liquid. With an intelligence check, Ridley recognizes it as something DeRogna's would commonly drink, so she takes a swig of it. Ridley turns blue. Bellinus also drinks it, and now he's suddenly a girl. No one else takes a sip after that. We find all of these notes scattered across the table, and Ridley immediately recognizes the handwriting to be DeRogna's. In all of the notes, she's talking about creating something that won't be as disappointing, and we see charts of the human body. Amongst all the papers that we find, Ridley also discovers a book. Without having time to look at it, she just grabs it and pockets it for later. We then hear a young girl crying. Darcy immediately runs up, and we find a young 6-year-old girl. Ridley realizes it looks just like her when she was 6. The girl introduces herself as Adeline DeRogna, Ridley's real name. Surprise, her name's not Ridley Branwenn, guys. Anyway, this young girl is incredibly powerful and is able to put the entire party in a mental scape of her own. They're all on a playground, and there's this giant teddy bear that seems to be her companion. Her and Darcy are just swinging on the swings, having a good time, being pushed by the teddy bear, while Ridley is just hiding at this point. She's not in a good place. She's questioning everything, wondering what's going on. Adeline suddenly poofs right next to Ridley. "Why won't you play with me?" she asks, and oh, so creepy. She poofs Ridley and her onto the swings right next to each other, and the teddy bear starts pushing both of them. Ridley remembers that Vess told them, destroy anything you find. Ridley, in her anger and confusion and everything that's going on, casts an inflict wounds in her hand and reaches out to hold Adeline's hand. Adeline takes it and gets a very hefty level 3 inflict wounds. We roll for initiative. The teddy bear's claw attacking everyone, and he's the first one to go down. And then suddenly Ridley attacks Adeline and she falls unconscious. While we're out of initiative order, Ridley takes out the Soul Taker sword and stabs it through Adeline's heart. Olivia screaming and trying to stop Ridley, just falls to her knees, crying. The rest of the party doesn't try to stop her, and Ridley now has one soul in the Soul Taker sword. Quick point of order because I want to talk about this. Ridley sees a clone of herself. She's a homunculus. And Ridley knows the sort of tortures that DeRogna does, and she didn't want anyone else to go through it. One thing I also forgot to mention, when we first met Adeline, she was covered in scars. So, from my character's perspective, this was a mercy kill because Ridley does not want anyone to go through what she had to go through as a kid. So that's my quick little... Anyway! After all this, they go back to DeRogna's house, and Ridley, still just angry, stabs the Soul Taker sword into Vess's desk and tells her to pay up. They get their money, Ridley accepts a potion so that she's no longer blue, as does Belinus so that he's no longer a girl, and they freely leave her tower. And that's where we're gonna end that dark session. I almost want to ask, what would you have done in that scenario? And do you have any theories as to what could come next? As always, leave them in the comments below. Please don't hate me. If you want to keep following Ridley's twisted story, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time when we re-roll the tale. Sorry.